Hi, welcome to In the Crease, the father and son no thrills YouTube show about the NHL. I'm John.
I'm Andrew.
And we're here to talk about the Stanley Cup Finals. It's finally here. The Stanley Cup Finals is with us. We have the Vegas Knights versus the Washington Capitals. And I think it's going to be a great series. Do you agree?
Yes.
You
yeah.
do?
Yeah, I do.
I know. I think it's going to be a great series. Once you peel back the layers of it, Vegas being an expansion team, obviously that's, a huge story. And the obvious story, Ovechkin finally getting to the finals. After you peel back that, there's a bunch of little stories that I think people forget about, such as George McVie was the general manager that pretty much put together the Capitals. And he is the general manager that put together the Vegas Knights. So I think that's a weird dynamic there, that he's kind of responsible for putting together both teams. So I think that's a pretty cool sidebar to how things are going to shake down. It's kind of like...
yeah, it is pretty weird.
Yeah, it's kind of like, your kids and your grandkids kind of thing. It's kind of like all in the family there together. But, of course, he's rooting hard for Vegas, obviously. But, he's the architect of that Capital team. So I thought that was a pretty interesting point. Do you agree?
Yeah.
And then the other interesting point I thought about was the Washington Capitals were 2 for 11 against the Penguins in the playoffs. So if you look at all those losses and all those series against the Penguins, there was one common denominator there that appears now: Marc-Andre Fleury. He was the goalie for most of those series. So the Caps finally got by the Penguins, and I was hoping it wasn't going to be their Stanley Cup and they're just going to die out. But now they're in the finals, but they're against the goalie that they always ran into. So how are they going to do against Fleury? I think
it depends what the defense does for the Knights.
Yeah, and the transition game, the four lines.
Yeah.
They shut down the couple lines with Winnipeg. Vegas did. So we'll see how they can do against a couple good lines against.
Once again, it has to do with the coaching.
Yes. Yes.
That's the one main reason they're winning.
Yes. Well, I think that's one of the main reasons. Yeah.
What's the main reason they're in the playoffs?
And the other factor I want to talk about was Holtby seems to be peaking at the right time. You want your goalie to peak. You want your hot goalie.
He's playing really good.
He's playing really good. Fleury's been playing very well all along, so I don't see him, not having I don't see him having anything other than a spectacular series. So I think he'll be at a high level. Holtby's peaking at the right time, which is good for the Capitals. But he does give up those fluky rebounds every once in a while. I think that's where I think Vegas has the edge. They're gonna, they have that speed. They cycle a lot. Transition game is good.
Yeah.
Bad passes, they pick up on that. So these flunky rebounds that are popping out left and right, not your traditional rebounds either. They're bouncing off them and things like that. And I think they're going to capitalize on that.
I think for the opposite side, I think it's going to be the same thing for the Caps, where Ovechkin's just wide open. When he gets a pass, he scores.
Yeah, I mean,
unless Fleury knows, well, he probably does. He used to play against him, but if he picks up on that in the first couple games or something like that.
Yeah, he does have a knack for always being open, Ovechkin, which is
all the time.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. The other thing I just took some notes here because it's been so long since between the end of the conference finals and the Stanley Cup. I wrote down a few things here. Washington beat Tampa Bay, which was employing four lines, and Vegas employs four lines. So it's going to be an interesting dynamic there to see how Tampa Bay four-line system failed, and see if Vegas four-line system can succeed or they fail. I think that's another interesting story as we go along. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a good story. And then Vegas shut down those top jet scorers. Scheifele.
That was crazy.
Yeah, I was really shocked. So can they do it with Ovechkin and Backstrom?
I expect that series to at least go to like 6 or 7 games.
I know.
Not like 5.
I would love to say 5 just so Vegas would win it in
4.
Vegas. I'd love to see the Cup in Vegas, but I think it's going to be a 6 or 7. And I know we've said that all playoffs long.
It's at least going to be 5 games.
Yeah, but all series long we've been like, it's going to be 6. I say 6, you say 7, you say 7, I say 6. But this one I can really see going 6 games.
You say it all the time.
I know. So we'll be consistent throughout the playoffs. I say Vegas in 6.
Well, it's obviously at least 4 because you have to win 4 to win. So I think at least 5.
5. Yeah, I'd like to say 5 just to see Vegas win in Vegas.
No, I'm saying it's at least 5 games that they're gonna have to play.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be like a 4-1 like they did with the Jets.
I'm looking forward to the speed versus speed in a lot of the transition. I think that's going to be fun to watch. I think the turnovers, Vegas capitalizes on those. They almost like are waiting for those turnovers, those bad passes and things like that to jump on. And sometimes the Caps play that wide open style, and there's not bad passes, but it's a little off or it takes a funny bounce. So I want to see how Vegas handles that. So
I feel like a lot of people want the Knights to win because it's their first season and stuff.
yes,
But looking at the talent, I feel like the Caps are going to win.
Caps are loaded. Our question at the beginning of the playoffs, if you go back and look at some of our other videos, please do. My question about the Caps going in was Holtby wasn't playing that great. Holtby's now playing much, much better. And the second question I had was the Caps defense. They had a lot of, not necessarily young guys, but they had guys new to the NHL, new to NHL playoffs, not a lot of playoff experience NHL style, and that's what my big question mark was for the Caps.
My question was they didn't choke in the first round.
That too. And they
Second
didn't.
round.
And they didn't choke.
Yeah.
And they came through. And they were down in both series, I believe.
Yes, sure.
They were down in the series and they came
Well, they're
back.
in the first one. I know that round one.
They were down and they came back. So
I
that's
know
a
about the Penguins.
that's a great trait to have in the playoffs. But yeah, I'd like to see how those defensemen were going to do, and they've been doing great. So I don't see why they're not going to continue to do great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I think I'm going to go with Vegas. I won't mind if Ovechkin and the Capitals win. I would not
I don't
mind.
really care who wins.
Yeah, I think
because
it's
I
gonna be,
like both teams.
yeah, I think it's going to be a great, fun series. I'm hoping for a great, fun series. Starts tomorrow night. We're filming this on Sunday, so it starts on Monday. It's a weird series again. It's Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, so they got these big breaks, which
I think it's good.
I don't know. As a fan, I don't like it.
Well, it's like the Super Bowl where they have like a week off. Or
Yeah.
whatever, so I mean,
I wish Game 1 was tonight. I wish we were watching Game 1 tonight instead of talking about it. But
who cares?
yeah, but it's going to be a fun series. We're not going to bore you with too much analysis because it seems like that's all everyone's talking about because that's all they have to talk about for the last couple days on the radio, on NHL Network, and all the great podcasts that are out there and all the other YouTube channels. So we're going to be back with a show. We don't know when. Maybe a Stanley Cup recap, maybe a draft. We don't know. We'll see how we feel. It's busy. The weather's getting warm. We'll see if we have some time. But for now, we're going to sign off. Please like us. Please comment. Please subscribe. Enjoy the finals. Let's go Vegas.